Alright guys, so Wargaming Noob has been about wargaming. I've taken the channel into more of a sci-fi tilt, and part of that will be Gundam. So I found out that there's an actual wargame or skirmish wargame for Mobile Suit Gundam, or Gundam in general. It's called Mobile Suit Skirmish. I'm going to link the rules below. It's actually from the Facebook group for Mobile Suit Skirmish. It's a great resource for this particular game. It is not an official game, but someone took the time to write the rules up. And while the rule set itself covers mainly Universal Century, there are folks in that group and part of the community that have written rules for any of the other alternate timelines for Gundam. So if you're interested in wargaming with Gundam, then you might want to take a look at these rules and see how it works for you. But in any case, I've always known that there was something called Gunpla out there that's Gundam plastic models. It's a hobby. I had some colleagues at work that actually were into it. I was never into it. I was a big fan of Mobile Suit Gundam, the original, back when I was a kid. And a little bit of Gundam Wing, which was a big part of the early 2000s, especially on Cartoon Network, Toonami, and Adult Swim, if you guys remember that. But in any case, it wasn't until I found out that there was an actual war game for Gundam that I decided to enter into the Gunpla Hobby. Now, I am a neophyte. I don't know all the details about Gunpla, and I'm not part of the community or the culture that is surrounded in these model kits. However, I am a wargamer, and if I can take one of these wonderful model kits from Bandai and use it for wargaming, I'm going to do it. So that's what I did. I ended up buying a number of models. James has also bought a number of models. Although I've kind of just set myself for Universal Century because that's what I'm most familiar with. I do have a little bit of knowledge of Gundam Wing because I watched it when it was on broadcast on Cartoon Network. So my first Gunpla model was actually the Leo. I got this from Hobby Lobby for $10. I could not beat the price. Obviously you see that I've put this on a base. This just poster tack, but this was a very simple model to put together. It was very easy. It was a good entry for someone like me into Gunpla. It's not ostentatious. It doesn't have a lot of ornamentation. Just kind of like a grunt model. And for me, as a new Gunpla model hobbyist and a wargamer, I think this was the perfect model to get into the hobby. But you know, obviously this mobile suit is not indicative of the wonderful and rich history of Gundam, so I obviously had to get some stuff that appealed to me, and I'm going to show that now. So the first model I bought after the Leo, and you've probably just already seen the unboxing, is the MS-06 Zaku 2, or Char's Zaku 2. You can tell it's Char's because of the red coloring. Most of them would be green. Anyway, I cannot pass up getting Char's Zaku 2. It's so characterful and definitely a great model kit that I will be assembling and using for Mobile Suit Skirmish for the Principality of Zeon faction. So that's the first model I bought, but to be honest, I had to get the OG, the original RX-78-2, the original Gundam, but I had to pick a kit that I felt would be a good representation of that, since there's so many of this particular Gundam. I went with the Beyond Global. I think this is the 40th anniversary edition of the model, so it's going to be a little different in terms of the design aesthetic compared to some of the older kits, but I felt that this would be a good kit to have, especially since it represents the original Gundam, and obviously I'm a big fan of Mobile Suit Gundam, so anything Universal Century is what I'm going to be working on, and this is a good kit to have to represent the original, the OG. Alright, but that doesn't mean to say that I won't get other model kits. Target has an entry grade. So the other models that I have, and if you're not a Gunpla hobbyist, you know, the grade of model is specific to how complex it is. So for those of you who are Gunpla enthusiasts, just ignore what I'm going to say next, or correct what I'm going to say next. But in any case, most of the 2 model kits that I just shown you are high grade, so that's kind of like the middle of the road, kind of a good way to get into the Gunpla hobby. But they do have a lower grade called the entry grade. And look at this, the RX-78-2 US Gundam American Type Target exclusive. It was less than $10. I had to get it. It's the same size as the other kits, just less complex. And you know, it doesn't have decals, it has stickers. But it was such an easy and pleasant experience building this that I got it done in less than 30 minutes. And here it is, the American Type. It's a beautiful model, good, unique representation of the RX-78-2. And just for size comparison, as you can see, the same size. So in any case, I always love exclusives, and since this is actually a Gunpla kit that was at Target, had to get it, less than 10 bucks, couldn't pass it up. So again, I keep talking about Universal Century because that is the timeline that I enjoyed the most. So I got my next mobile suit from that time period, and that is the EZ-8, the RX-79G EZ-8. This is the Hero Gundam from the 8th MS team, which was a nice short form series for Gundam. Definitely different from the RX-78-2. I like the color scheme of the white and the blue. This one I don't believe flies, unlike the other one, the RX-78-2. So definitely had to get this one, and because I got this one, now I have to get the Guff Custom, but I don't have that yet. I'll have that soon enough. But I'm looking forward to building this, and I'm having the Earth Federation forces include the RX-79 EZ-8. So, all right. I know I've just been talking about Universal Century, but my favorite Gundam from Gundam Wing. This is a gift from James for Christmas. I finally was able to pull it out of my stack. It'll be working on it, but definitely my favorite Gundam from Gundam Wing, the Heavy Arms. So great kit. I just like the fact that it has a lot of DACA, the most DACA that I've ever seen on a Gundam. I mean, just from personal experience, I'm sure that's not correct. Those of you who are Gundam enthusiasts or Gunpla enthusiasts will know more than me. I just, know what I know from Gundam Wing and from Universal Century. So, yeah, this was a gift for Christmas from my son James. He knew that this was my favorite Gundam from Gundam Wing, and he was kind enough to get it from me. So, looks like I have a good start. Again, I'm going to link the rules to Mobile Suit Skirmish in the description below. So if you are interested in taking your models and playing them in a skirmish type war game, that's probably the best thing that we can do as Gundam enthusiasts, as Gunpla enthusiasts. So yeah, so here's Heavy Arms, here's the EZ-8, the American Custom, which is such a wonderful model to build. It was a lot of fun. The OG, but the Beyond Global edition, and then finally we have Char's Zaku 2. So to even out the Zeon forces, I will be getting the Guff Custom, and yeah, we'll hopefully be able to build all this fun stuff and then get into the rules of Mobile Suit Skirmish. The next vlog that I have regarding Gunpla and Mobile Suit Skirmish will probably just be an overview of the rules, and then hopefully I'm going to do a solo battle report, 2 mobile suits on each side, and then we'll see how it plays. Obviously, you have to get some terrain that matches this scale, so that's 1/144th scale. I have a lot of terrain for 1/100th and 1/56th, but not for 1/144th. So I'll be working on that next. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, just a kind of a quick overview of my entry into my journey into Gunpla and Mobile Suit Skirmish. Definitely a fan of Gundam, and now I have a number of models that I could work on. Maybe I'll do some showcases. I'm not going to be painting them. I'm not as skilled a hobbyist as some of you guys are out there who have been doing Gunpla for a long time. I'm just a big fan, and I'm hoping to use these models for wargaming, which is the whole impetus for WarGamingNewb's. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it if you would. Click the bell notification icon to get notified all new Gunpla videos coming out of the channel, and click the link in the description below to join our Discord server. That is the best way I can personally interact with you and chit-chat to you about Gunpla, Mobile Suit Skirmish, and any other game that we cover on the channel. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Journey into Gunpla from WarGaming Noob.